Hey there everyone, this is Jeff Perkins with JD Cutlery putting together another quick video on a number of the new zero tolerance ZT0470s that I have done some work on. This is a Sinkovich design, another Sinkovich zero tolerance collaboration. Very nice looking little knife. I really like the carbon fiber inlay in it. It's designed pretty nicely. Nice small tab. Definitely medium sized knife. Let's run through the specs real quick. So this one does have a blade length of 3.4 inches. Blade thickness of 0.0121. Closed length of the knife is 4.4 inches. Overall length open is 7.8 inches, coming in at a weight of 3.3 inches. It does have the KVT bearing system. Steel in the blade is the CPM 20CV. And of course you have the titanium handle with the marble carbon fiber inlay. And this one does sport a titanium pocket clip. So pretty neat little design. We'll go ahead and go through these one at a time. And go ahead and start off with the buffed one I have here. So these come with the titanium bead blasted. And this one, as you can see, I have buffed the bead blasting off. So you definitely have a nice shine going to the pocket clip as well as all of the titanium. And they really do have a real nice marble carbon fiber going on these. Flipping action on these, the detint is a little light. You've got a very small flipper that's located up near the top. The detint does tend to be a little bit light on some of these. Overall, they are a little on the light side, but as you can see, it's not really a problem with opening it. It's just not one that's got a super strong detint on it. The pivot on these, you've got the number 8 Torx on one side and nothing on this side. This carbon fiber inlay is cut down, and then there's a little almost rectangle shape in there that that portion of the pivot sits into that rectangle portion. When you go to take this knife apart, you want to be pushing on that, putting pressure on it, and then using your Torx on the other side. If you let that spin, that carbon fiber is very thin under there because it's thinner than it is right through the rest of it. It's cut down right in here where the pivot sits. So it's very thin. You could hurt that carbon fiber if you weren't careful. So if you go to take apart this knife, I highly recommend putting some pressure on that side and then using your Torx on the other side to make sure that that doesn't spin, because if that starts spinning and it's down in that cutout, it's ripping your carbon fiber apart. So just be careful about that when you go to take it apart. But overall, another big win. They do flip pretty nicely. Again, the detent's just not the strongest on it. You do have a black coated aluminum backspacer, and of course we've thrown a lanyard on. Let's go ahead and hit each of these. This is one that I did not buff out. It's got the bead blast finish. You've got a high voltage blue with a bronze drizzle, and then the bronze pocket clip. So definitely cool looking setup. Most of these are pretty close to center. Some of them are a little bit to this side. When you don't have the Torx, just tighten it on this side. You're tightening from one side. It doesn't always pull exactly centered. But this one looks pretty good. Lockup is nice and early on all of these. That's probably right about 5%. So again, they flip pretty nice. Definitely a cool looking little knife, or medium knife. A little bit of jimping up on the top of that blade. I am going to do a couple of these with the acid stone wash blade and then hit it with a wicked edge. This one we've got a purpley blue fading into the green, and this has been buffed out. You can definitely see the difference in the level of shine on the ones that are buff versus the ones that are not. So nice looking fade there. Again, lockup's nice and early. Centering, so this one is a little bit to that side. Like I said, that's fairly common. This one's got a little bit better detint than some of them. Cool looking fade. So that one turned out pretty nicely. High voltage blue into green. A little jimping on the bottom side. And then the back spacer's also got a little bit of jimping. Here is a purple to blue fade. So it's got almost a goldish purple into the blue fade. Did the same thing on this side and did it with the pocket clip as well. So it turned out looking pretty good. Lock up very nice and early again. Centering on this one looks pretty darn good. Might be a hair to this side, but it's pretty good. So that is the purple blue fade. Of course, a blue and black lanyard on that one. Go ahead and jump to, this one is a teal green, teal blue. It's right between that blue green. Again, buffed out. I really like the extra shine that you get out of these when you buff them. And that the marble carbon fiber looks really good. That was a good call to go with something a little bit nicer. Centering on this one seems to be pretty nice. When you go to open these, again, always make sure that finger is off of that lock bar. It's easy to put it in there and then to feel like it's not flipping well. If you've got the pressure there, it's going to keep it from flipping properly. But once your finger's off there, definitely flips with no problems. So lock up on that one is nice and early as well. The blade design, you've got that satin finish with the stone wash on the flat. And again, CPM 20CV and the Sinkovich design. So cool looking little knives. This one we went with the double fade. So we got a green, blue, green fade on this one. Again, buffed out nicely. So cool looking look. And then I didn't match the pocket clip exactly to the handle. I went with a green, blue, green fade on the pocket clip to match the overall knife. So something a little bit different on that one. But pretty cool looking. Definitely happy with these. They turn out looking pretty nice. Nice early lockup again. That one's got a tiny bit of a click as you unlock it, but I mean, it's definitely locking in. You wouldn't have that click if it wasn't locking in. So, and I mean, there's a lot of pressure there. So, very early lockup on a lot of these. But cool looking little knife. Really like that one. And then the last one of the ones that I have done, this is a nice buffed out bronze. Got some fingerprinting, coarse bronze, lower voltage, fingerprints up. You get a darker color. You lose some of that rich bright as you go. So that's with it all fingerprinted up. A little bit of Windex on a cloth. Try and do this without cutting myself. Windex, and look at that color just come right back for you. So, of course, you could clean it up more. I'm just doing a quickie just to show you guys the difference. So there is the bronze with the carbon fiber. Looks good, but it is a little bit of a fingerprint magnet. Nice early lockup again. This one flips really nicely. So definitely a good looking knife. So one of the nice new designs. It is another winner. Sinkovich and ZT keep coming up with one after another. Really nice designs. Very happy with the quality of these. Just wish the detent was a tad bit tighter on some of them. That has been the criticism that's out there. But overall, still a very good knife. Even though the detent is a little bit light, I would not say that I've had any problem at all opening this knife. The only time I've had a problem is if my fingers are on that lock bar. So that is the absolute only time I've had any issue flipping one of these knives. So if that's a concern of yours, I know I talked about it being light. I know there's a lot of talk out there of them being a little bit light. Is it affecting the knife actually opening? No. It's only if you prefer a little stronger detent that it's an issue. These will be posted a little bit later on tonight on the website. So definitely check us out, www.jdcutlery.com, and we will see you on the next one.